Hey everyone, so let's talk a little bit about voice leading seventh chords. So I have here a chord progression we've looked at many times. I'm in E flat major. You're going from 1 to 6 to 2 to 5. And so far with triads, uh, voice leading has been relatively straightforward. Not to say that it's always easy, but as we go from chord to chord, we keep common tones in the same parts of the voicing. So between E flat and C minor, there's two notes in common, E flat and G. Since E flat and G are on the bottom here, they stay on the bottom. And as we move from chord to chord, common tones stay in the same part of the voicing. With seventh chords, so there's the voice leading for this chord progression. With seventh chords, it's a lot of the same stuff, but it is a little bit more complicated because there are two primary different voicing styles we're going to study this semester: four-way close and three-way close. And this is pretty straightforward, but it's something that we need to spend just a few minutes talking about. So with voice leading in four-way close, it is very similar to voice leading triads, except we're adding the seventh. That's it. So when we say four-way close, what it means is in the treble clef, there are four voices, and they're voiced together as close together as possible within an octave. That's what four-way close means. Four voices as close together as possible. And as we voice lead from chord to chord, it's the same idea as voice leading with triads. If there are common tones, they stay in the same part of the voicing, and we move notes that have to move as little as possible. So from E flat major 7 to C minor 7, they actually have a bunch of common tones. All we have to do is move D down to C. From C minor 7 to F minor 7, the two outside notes are common tones. So F minor 7 is F, A flat, C, and E flat. So E flat and C stay on the outside, and G moves down to F, and B flat moves down to A flat. And then from F minor 7 to B flat 7, B flat 7 is B flat, D, F, and A flat. So there are two common tones, F and A flat. They stay in the middle, and we move the outside notes. So this is one way of voice leading seventh chords. The other way is called three-way close. So it's based on the idea that bass players play roots. The joke I always like to make is, if you're paying the piano player's left hand to play roots, why would you also pay their right hand to play roots? That's a joke. But in three-way close, what it means is the bass is moving independent. It is always playing the roots. And in the treble clef, we only voice lead the third, fifth, and seventh. So E flat major 7 is E flat, G, B flat, and D. And here we have the root of the chord doubled in both the treble clef and the bass clef. Here, the root of the chord is only in the bass clef. And as we move from chord to chord, we only voice lead the third, fifth, and seventh of each chord. So C minor 7 is C, that's the root. E flat's the third, G's the fifth, B flat's the fifth. So the roots in the bottom, the third, fifth, and seventh are up above. But other than that, the rules are all the same. If there's a common tone, it should stay in the same part of the voicing. If there are notes that have to shift, you just shift them as little as possible. So in summary, four-way close. Let's see, is there a way I can do this? In four-way close, you voice lead all four chord tones in the treble clef. In three-way close, the bass covers the root, and you voice lead the third, fifth, and seventh of the chords in the treble. And that's voice leading in sevenths. I hope that helps, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, thanks. Bye.